he's witnessing the history being written before him. Help him understand what it is that you're doing, so he'll know. It's something I had to learn from studying other people. There's a big difference between what you think or believe versus what you know. Mm-hmm. What you think and believe was given to you. Mm-hmm. It's an opinion or whatever. But what you know is what you can prove. You know? And those are miles apart. Mm-hmm. Like you can't, this is just my opinion, you can't make a concrete plan with what you believe in. You got to know these things, you know? So, break that down to Junior, because again, to me, I don't look at it as risk, and I look at it as personal investment into my economic and mental growth. You know what I'm saying?
That's that college class right there coming out.
Or college blah. You know what I'm saying? But it is who I am.
All right, so everybody, welcome to the Razcast. It's your boy Raz. I'm here with my brother, Jay the producer, a.k.a. Jay Trade, a.k.a.
Yes, sir.
Jamar.
Correct.
I ain't gonna put your full name out there, but
thank you, my brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I barely know it myself. I'm a piece of work in the making.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're here, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me, man.
Glad to finally be here, my brother.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the moments. I also appreciate seeing the hard work put forward, especially starting from our humble beginnings.
That's right. Yeah. If I get a chance, I'll slide in like what our studio used to look like. But like,
oh, it was a studio?
Well, our playroom / work office.
Correct.
/ bar.
Shout out to JD Negotiator. He'll be here soon.
Yeah, he was like on my original rail, so he was like the first guest or second guest.
Yeah?
Yep.
J Rock.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So we've known each other, like 2 years now? 2.5 years, 3 years?
But I would truly say we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that too.
Yeah. Understanding someone, talking to yourself out of body is pretty interesting.
It is.
I can see your hooks coming a mile away. Like, you know what? I set myself up for that. It's all good. It's only making me sharper.
There you go. I'm trying to hold back, man. I've held back a couple times already today. I was just, because we ain't seen each other in a while.
No pressure. Don't do that. Steel sharpen steel.
All right.
You know? Yeah. Because I'll throw mine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I know you will.
Yes, sir.
But so for those of you who don't know, like we did a podcast a few years ago called 3 Men Talk. It's still out there. It's still on Facebook. It's still on YouTube. And I can't remember if we put it in iTunes or not.
Not sure, but it'll be making a resurgence soon.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna bring it back very soon.
Yeah.
So it was just me, him, and J Rock, Jason Gaines, and we had some cool talks, man. Talking about current events, talking about being a dad, just talking about man.
Correct. It was I believe I remember actually when we first when you and I met that day at Jay's shop, and he had been telling me about you. But I think the first day we sat there and chopped it up, maybe like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you was like, before we parted ways, he was like, bro, we need to do a show.
Yep.
Because we're all from the same culture, but we all have had 3 totally different experiences, in and out that culture. And I believe that's what helped. I think aside from the show becoming what it became in that short time, and even though we were just scratching the surface, to be honest, the blessing to me was, even though we were culturally the same, but different in experience and understanding, it was all respect. Mm-hmm. It was always respect. It was always like love for family. I thought, like, pondering on it after the fact, I didn't realize how much those therapy sessions did for me.
Right. Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
And shout out to our sponsors at the time.
Yeah.
What was Fireball and whatever beverage we were drinking that night.
That's right. Whatever I decided to get.
Right.
Decided to bring in weird. Because Jay only drink like Corona.
Right.
That's Abby in him right there.
Right.
With that Corona.
That's his backbone.
Yeah.
Truly. I saw it today also.
Yeah, but they were therapy sessions, man. Like we only did them once a week, but it's like you come in, you just say what you want, you can vent.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Be accepted. You can learn something. You can get challenged, or you can see that you're not the only one that thinks like that.
That's real. You know? That's real. Again, as we continue to go on that path, we started to see it was something, and you started to like, listen, all right, we're doing well, but we need to start structuring this, because one topic can go on for an hour and a half, and we only have like 10 or 15 minutes on other topics.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
right.
It was a great thing for you to notice that, but also again, like the development of our understanding, because even in times we didn't agree, it was always respect.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, myself, again, I had time to think about it, especially when we talked about it again. It was like, we need to bring that back. And I was looking at other shows or other discussions being had. I'm like, damn, that sounds familiar. But at the same token, inspiration comes in many different forms.
Yeah.
And we all are either here receiving or giving, you know? So I'm looking forward to it, because I have so much more stuff to discuss.
I can imagine. We got to give you your 10 minutes at the beginning just to like get everything out.
Hey, man, I'm going to bless the world with this, baby. I'm a Virgo. Shout out to all the Virgos out there. We came to bless the world with our love and admiration.
Yeah. Damn. So we definitely got started back up, because I think the world needs to hear like black men or other black men need to hear other black men with different opinions.
Correct.
Or the same opinions.
Correct. It developed that opinion.
Yeah.
It's another thing. Mm-hmm. I've come to the conclusion of right and wrong does not exist. And I'm saying that to say, instead of focusing on one up your brother or using your information to dispel wherever he's at or she's at in her journey, let's figure out ways to make that information relevant to what we're doing. What's the goal?
Right.
Are we trying to be right? Or are we trying to build?
Yeah.
Yep. Like I had to tell my son, like, it's not about, and he's only 8. Sometimes he's like, Dad, listen, I'm only 8. I'm like, well, listen, bro, my pops died when I was 4, so I'm giving it to you every chance I get.
There you go.
It is on you. It's on you. Whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I understand him, because at times he makes me understand, chill out. Yeah. Enjoy the moment. Let the boy be a kid. Mm-hmm. Let me learn something from him. As I was telling you about the trip to the botanical garden, and I learned more than the kids did.
Yeah.
It was a great experience to to learn something I learned as a child with an adult understanding now. Because we all can, let's say, quote unquote, know something, but if we don't have any experiences to match that knowledge with,
right?
How are we going to form our own understanding? Because your understanding may work for you, and you can see it clearly. But if I can't see it, how can I apply it? So therefore, it's not doing him any good, So I learned from my son. I think I learned more from him than he's learning from me at this present moment. Because I understand what life is truly a benefit of at this moment now versus before. Traveling, buying stuff, kicking it. No knock. Had a great time. But spending time with my son, seeing his perspective, and many times a child will give you the honest perspective. It's not clouded in right. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty interesting at times when he and I, chop it up, because he's on his path to be a great person, and that's just my opinion. He's my son, so therefore I expect him to be a greater person. Right? He comes from a great person. Yeah, I said that, and then I'm not raising to be a scum.
Yeah,
nah, not at all.
He'll go through that phase though. So we all go through that dog phase.
But that's his journey in life.
That's right.
But that's not for me to like pounce on him and degrade him, because only the Father and I know what I've experienced in this world. You know, so I'm not gonna be a hypocrite to my son.
That's right.
You know, like let me tell you, I'm not gonna go into this, but one day in the doctor's office, they was checking his strep throat, and it made him cry. So, you know, me going to daddy mode, I'm like, how can I get him to stop crying? I'm consoling him, but he's crying. I said, man, let me tell you something. Don't tell nobody. I shared a secret with him. So my son, being my son, immediately stops crying, starts laughing, dying laughing. I'm like, yo, it's not that funny. He's dying laughing. I said, well, that's a secret between you and I, son.
Yeah.
He said, okay. My son told his mother, his grandmother, grandfather, you know, so hey, bro, chill out. You know what I'm saying? But in the grand scheme of things, it took his mind off of what was causing him pain at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. I'm not tripping. I'm not here to impress nobody.
That's right.
I'm here to live life and raise my son.
Yeah. And he'll never forget that moment. You know what I mean? It's the little stuff like that.
But
He won't. You'll be dying one day. He'll be like, Dad, you remember we were in the hospital? You told me. You're like, shut up, son.
we have those moments.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's why it's like, it's again, dealing with somebody with your same sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's wild to me. But it's helping me understand, too, to see that I'm only a being. I'm not perfect square, but I can steadily strive to be that. Through, you know, whatever missteps I make, keep in mind that this is not acceptable to continue, you know, sharpen my steel, because I'm a representation of him, and I refuse to be a hypocrite to him. You know, like, it dawned on me some years ago after he was born that I didn't return to college and take my last class or whatever for my degree, and because I wasn't even in that mindset at the time.
Right.
And I went back, and my son, I took him to class with me. He was 3 years old, sitting right next to me in class, you know, with his headphones on, his tablet, his chips, his juice, you know, or water at the time, whatever. And what I didn't realize at the time was it was other young brothers in that class. A couple of them came to me. It was like, man, I wish I could bring my son to class with me or whatever. He'll be everywhere. I said, no, he won't be everywhere if you don't allow him to be everywhere.
That's right.
I said, so whatever he's giving you is because you might need to look at what you're giving him. You know? I refuse to blame a child. You know, sometimes we got to take a record of what we giving that child. You know, like, the child didn't ask to be here. The child had no investment in being here, you know? So it's our child, you know, it's our children.
Yeah. So, and that's what I am first and foremost, man, as a father.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my dad's a good guy, but he wasn't really there. And in the home, you know, he didn't live in the home with me.
I got you.
But yeah, like, that's the one thing I want, is just to be a good father. So, like, that's why I'm like risking everything to open up a studio or start a business or go to work 12-hour shifts on the weekend and come in here and work, you know what I'm saying, all week at the studio. Anyway, that's why I'm doing it, so that I can leave him a legacy, because we have the same name. You know what I mean?
You're showing him the legacy.
Right.
He's witnessing the history being written before him. Help him understand what it is that you're doing, so he'll know. It's nothing I had to learn from studying other people. There's a big difference between what you think or believe versus what you know. What you think and believe was given to you. It's an opinion or whatever. But what you know is what you can prove. You know? Those are miles apart. Like, you can't, this is my opinion, you can't make a concrete plan with what you believe in. You got to know these things, you know? So, you know, break that down to Junior, because, again, to me, I don't look at it as risking. I look at it as personal investment into my economic and mental growth. You know,
That's that college class right there coming out.
or college blah. You know, but It is who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's how I take all these lessons that I've been blessed to experience, good and not so good, and apply it to what I see fit for my future, the future of those around me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I wasn't, like I said before, although my father passed when I was young, he gave instructions to my brother, who's 4 years older than me, on his deathbed. My brother was 8 years old at the time. He gave him instructions on his deathbed and promised him he would be there to see him on his birthday. And he passed away the next day. You know? So at times, like, my brother helped raise me. You know? Even when we bump heads, I can never discredit what all my brothers has done for my life. I know this for a fact, you know? And it's crazy because last night I was thinking about hitting him about a question. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna mess with him this late. Next second, my phone rings. It's my brother. Hey man, you busy? I want to run something past you. I say, yeah, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah.
But like, that's why I know my father blessed me with my son to raise, because my son embodies my brother. And it's funny because my grandmother would ask me, she used to ask me before, you sure your brother ain't been there? In her Southern Georgia tone.
Yeah.
Meaning, you sure your brother ain't mess with that girl? Because he looked just like my brother.
That's crazy.
You know, but that's genes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just taking it as it comes and applying
That's all
it
you
as
can
such.
do.
Yeah.
That's all you can do, man. You just got to ride the wave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Life's going to be high. It's going to be low. It's going to be ebbs and flows, nights and days and suns and moons. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is a cycle.
And
so you just got to ride it.
And all you can benefit from. Once you get out your feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm human too. So I have my moments.
Yeah.
But we have to be more conscious of our mind and understand there's a difference between your mind and your brain. Your mind, like, you've been watching the Wu-Tang Saga? It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
I missed the last episode, but it was one part in it, because I binge watched it at a partner's house. And it's a statement. This older brother that he was playing chess made about the largest nation you know. He asked a question to him, what's the largest nation, or something like that. Don't quote me. But, you know, he was pondering on the answer. He said, your imagination. You know? And if you don't, like, I'm paraphrasing what he said, that nation can easily have control over you, you know, for a not so good outcome. But if you're conscious of it and you can control it, you'll be the one to benefit from it. You know?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I know that was a hard statement because I only heard it once. Never forgot it. Because that's where I am currently in my learning process. That's
real though. I mean, like, think about how much we stay in our heads. You know what I mean? And like 99% of the stuff that happens to us is in our heads.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? Like, people don't start business because they're already thinking about what other people are going to say about them.
Correct.
Or people don't, you know what I'm saying, get healthy. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's all this stuff that's just in our heads that it holds us down, man. And that's what most of it is. It's not necessarily people outside of us.
Correct. It's a person will take a lifelong journey in their mind.
That's right.
They won't take no physical steps. You know?
Yeah.
And I can say that because there's been times like I had to check myself. Like, two people have an issue with each other. Go on and on about the issue to everyone else, but never take the time out to discuss what they perceive to be that issue with each other. Only to find out it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't even that serious. You know? That's why, like, some cats who would come to me with the issue about someone else, I'm like, listen, first of all, I want to hear that.
Right.
Second, what am I going to do about the problem you have with someone else?
Yeah.
And if you feel that way about it, if you that so invigorated and you want to get at him and take it to him.
Yeah.
It does me no good. I don't have energy for that. No. And y'all don't want that misery, you know? Like, nah. But again, I can only say these things because that's what I had to eventually understand about those things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us would love to save the world and be the ear for someone else, not realizing what all that is doing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you got children. Your children need your energy. Your children need your spirit in the right place.
That's right.
They don't need that nonsense from someone else who know they was doing wrong in the first place to come to you and drop that off. Nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I guess why some people don't call me no more about those issues.
That's good.
Yeah, I ain't tripping.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
cool with it.
I love that.
Yeah, no pressure.
But yeah, your children do need your energy. And the only way to give it to them, man, is just to be there. You know what I mean? That's all. That's my only goal with being a dad, is just to be there.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember being a kid and having an earache, and like my mom, I lived in a house with 6, sometimes 7 women, and like I had an earache one night, and like every single body in the house was like trying to think of like these old slave remedies to like fix my earache, like pouring candle wax in my ear at one point. You know what I mean? But I'm like, they'll give me some some white people medicine, please. Take me to CVS. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I got. But you was a field study.
Yeah, for sure. I was.
Since we know what not to do.
Yeah. But that said, like, I remember like my mom being there, awake with me, feeling that pain with me. You know what I mean? Versus like my dad wasn't there.
I'm gonna say this to you because we've had this discussion in different degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Many times in our culture, we're dealing with the reaction of and not even know it. Like, for instance, I'm saying this because my current position. Although I'm not in the home with my son's mother knows, whether she admits it or not. She knows. Her family knows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there for them. When I say them, I mean not only my child, but his siblings, her, and I just talked to my son's grandfather before I came here. I got to check in when I leave. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this. What are we doing?
Right.
It's not about the individuals. The child didn't have any investment into the situation. And many times, the thing that caused us to part isn't that big of a deal if we stay focused on what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Like, my son's mother was, I give her the credit for teaching me, giving me the instrument for me to learn what love was truly about. She gave me this book, and I always joke with her, like, you gave me the damn book and you didn't read the book. But she said she read it, whatever. But anyway, it just helped me understand more about what love was truly about. And like, I was even able to check myself and see the mistakes that I made and what I thought love was about. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, if I really care for my female partner, if I really love her, and it's more than, I'm not even talking about the physical, I'm talking about the mental.
Yeah.
It would dictate my actions with her, you know? Of course, we can have access to do things, you know what I'm saying, available time to do it, but should we? Mm-hmm. Like, I had to, like, some time ago, I had to tell the sister who I met, she wanted to, you know, build a friendship. But I'm like, you're already in a situation, right? For one, you have children. I said, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm not going to be a part of that division in the making. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Because despite whatever situations you and that man have going on, the children are going to be the ones who are going to hurt the most. Like, sometimes we have to, like, take a back seat to, our thoughts and our opinions and, feelings and things. Like all those things are, to me, are a facade. Like, what are we really doing? That's why, again, it's like, it's not about being right and wrong. It's about being relevant to the situation. And even like I said, with my situation, my son knows his daddy's kind of thrown off. You know, like not thrown off in a bad way. Thrown off in a way like I told my son, nothing is going to separate me from you.
Right.
Even if I pass away, son, just know when you close your eyes, I'm there.
Still there. That's right.
In the spirit, I'm gonna be with you, my brother. And we have to convey that message into our children. Like, you can ask my son, "Hey man, who's your lawyer?" He'll tell you, "My daddy." Because I told him, I said, right or wrong, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you to safety. I said, I don't give a damn. We got to travel to the nearest island.
That's right.
That's when I asked you, like, man, why you do that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. But my job is to get you to safety, because had I done my job initially, you wouldn't have made that decision to even cause about those reactions in the first place. So I'm responsible for my son's actions. That's how I look. That's how I take it. Because again, he didn't ask to be here. I brought him here.
Right.
Through some passionate experience that we enjoyed. But,
yeah. That's real though, man. And that's kind of what that's what I try to instill in my son every day.
You don't
my daughter soon.
Yeah, you can't
what I instill in my son.
You can't be trying when you're doing, bro.
Every day.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
The biggest thing, man, is just to tell the truth. Be honest with yourself and with other people.
Yes, sir.
And like life will work out. You know what I'm saying? Once you start lying and once you start getting all in the ego and trying to like lie your way out of some trouble, like just you're gonna get in more trouble.
Bro.
Just tell the truth,
Even if that truth makes the situation uncomfortable.
You're right.
We still can build from that. Like this other brother I know, he said this thing. Papa, I no lie, Papa. I made a mistake. I said, ooh, I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I seen him recently. I said the same thing. He said, you're right. We no lie. We make mistakes.
That's right.
But we can correct that. Like, let's be men. Let's be adults.
Yeah.
Let's not run around it. Like, let's get to it. Like, going through it allows us to see why we don't want to put ourselves in that position again. Like, my brother taught me, before I point the finger at someone, use my thumb. Check my involvement in that situation. Be more critical of myself, so therefore I can minimize placing myself in those situations. Even when it's like, let somebody borrow money. Like, I got a partner who told me straight up, he doesn't allow able-bodied people to borrow money from him. And I thought that was harsh.
Yeah.
But once I got to know him, and he broke it down to me. He has his own children. He also is helping raise his nieces and nephews due to, the loss of his brother. He has other people in his family he helps. So he said what he does is he tells people, I'm not letting you borrow anything, but what we can do is think of something to do, to invest in, to work together, and I can finance it. Once we handle the business, we separate. I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me nothing. In other words, helping someone understand that you too can fish.
That's right.
Yeah. But I understand, so
I thought about that before too. That's kind of it's the smartest way to do it, because once you get like a certain amount of money, you start helping other people, then they start resenting you.
You start handicapping people.
Yeah.
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 They stop thinking.
And they start expecting.
And they start automatically maneuvering you in their equation, like before, whether you know it or not.
Right.
They had 2 nights to ponder on how to attack you with the situation. So when they step in front of you, they got it.
Sharp.
Yeah. But again, me checking myself in situations where I didn't appreciate somebody not returning the gesture, monetarily gesture. I said, well, and my son gave me the inspiration to get better at that. How can I limit that interaction? So I started doing like the bank. Like, let me get some information for you first.
Yeah.
We can laugh and joke all day long, but give me some information. Like, what you been up to? What you got going on? What's the situation? Tell me. Oh, okay, your light's about to get cut off? Let me evaluate what I know about you the last 30 to 60 days. There's nobody cutting your lights off.
Right.
The first month. Damn. See you on Instagram, balling. See you coming, looking, buying this, that, which is not my business.
Right.
But because you're bringing your problems to me, your situations to me, you're making it my business. And I know for myself, at times, I've had to kiss the concrete to know that concrete was hard. Was it what you wanted?
Yeah.
And if you got to cuss me out behind my back or talk trash about me to get an understanding for yourself, I can do that. No problem.
Yeah.
I'll put that position in your life. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I went through that, I was helping until I couldn't help no more. And then once I couldn't help no more, those same individuals, they shape shifted in front of me. No more smiling. I'm getting the frowns and sucking the teeth and all that stuff. And it bothered me, but it taught me.
Yeah.
Again, it's not my position to save the world. Now we can work together because power is a group effort. It's not by a single person. So let's be powerful and working together.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's like one of the first 48 Laws of Power. You ever read that?
Nah.
Is that one of the ones with dust on it?
Yes, sir. I read it some time ago, but please refresh my memory.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's just one of those things. Like, it's by helping people, they just begin to resent you. Like, it was a king. He brought a peasant boy, a stable boy, up out of poverty into power, made him the head of his army, made him his most trusted advisor. And then the peasant dude, after he got all the power and the fame, he ended up cutting the king's head off.
What did you learn from that?
What did I learn?
Yeah. Not in the book. I'm saying, what did you get from that?
You can't give people everything, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever I bring in my circle, they have to bring some stuff with them before I can give them something. It has to be an equal give and take. Or anytime I try and meet a new friend or make a new person or find a new mentor even, I have to bring something to the table so that they don't feel threatened.
Let me tell you what I learned from that, because I'm teaching my son this. There's lessons in everything.
Yeah.
The botanical garden visit was nothing but lessons. For instance, he brought a peasant boy up from poverty. Poverty, poor, is a mindset. Poor is different from being broke. Dave Chappelle said that.
Yeah.
Right. I knew you knew that.
You know it.
Yeah, of course. So that was a great show.
It was pretty good.
Anyway, it's a mindset. So if you change their conditions without changing their mindset, what did you really change?
Yeah,
you changed the situation. You're dealing with the same person. Sometimes let me scratch that. You better check the mindset of a person first to know what you're really dealing with. Because the mind dictates the action, not the other way around. Like, I've seen cats build, like my brother, so we joke about it. I'm like, boy, you're building a monster, right? Because you blessing people with gifts, but you're not making them work. You're not making them achieve. You're not making them strive for nothing.
That's right.
So now they're conditioned to believe that's your job.
Yep.
To bless me for being here because I look a certain way or I'm making you feel a certain way. All these things you can do by yourself.
That's right.
But I'm with you on that. Like,
that's right.
My thing is like a person, like you said, a person.
And you gotta give people time, because some people can really play that part for a certain amount of time to make you trust them.
Yes, they can.
You know what I'm saying? People can put on that facade, that mask.
Yes, they
can.
And
they'll trick you for a little bit, but it all I had this dude from the islands. He said it all comes out in the wash. You know what I mean?
You took the words of my cousin says that to me.
Yeah.
Bubba, it's gonna come out of one or two ways: the spin and the wash. Just give it time.
Yeah.
But for instance, you can only conceal certain things. I'm not saying that intent with you. I'm saying, for instance, if whatever situation is going on, if that person displays a certain thought to you that resonates in the wrong way with you, it's on you to develop the understanding of what else could that thought process produce in real life from that person. Because many times, like myself, some years ago, previous life, I saw certain things in a person. I even said it to them. But since I was so focused on the business at hand or where I wanted to go with the situation, I discredited the elements that was in my face.
Yeah.
And those same elements later came to be the biggest parts that broke up that journey from even getting to that place. So I was steadily focused on miles down the road. I should have been staying mindful of the step in front of me.
That's right.
You know, but again, I had to go through that to get that, you know?
You got to be faithful over a few before you can be blessed with many.
Preach, brother. Deacon Raz on your soulful harmonic hour.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up with that because he's about to start tripping. And I got another buddy coming in too, man. But this is just a teaser, man, before we launch 3 Men Talk again.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so if you guys enjoy this, man, hit me up, hit Jason up. Come on in, man.
You know?
Yeah. But we're going to wrap up. I think you guys watch with the Razcast as Colin comes in.
Sorry about focus.
All good. What's up, brother? Same here, sir. Same here.
Colin, this is my buddy Jay.
Hey, Jay,
My
nice
brother.
to meet you.
Brother, this is Colin Bolton, tour comedian, jiu-jitsu specialist.
Just guy living life.
Yeah.